champions again, Liverpool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. Yeah, sorry again for no uploads. I do very much apologize for that, but anyway, hello, welcome to our match preview show for the game against Wolves that is happening on Monday Night Football. I believe Thierry Henry will be joining Jamie Carragher on Monday Night Football, so that should be a classic, to be fair. But yeah, hopefully we can get a win now in the league, because of course we managed to get through in Europe. We'll be talking about that tonight first of all. In tonight's show, of course, the game against RB Leipzig, and talk just about 5-10 minute thing about that. Of course, anything that you guys want to mention as well. We'll be talking about Fabinho being back in midfield. Of course, that was absolutely fantastic seeing him back in midfield in the week, and hopefully that does continue on throughout the weekend anyway. Hopefully he is back in midfield on a more permanent basis. I just don't want him back in defence. I want him in midfield because he's arguably, if not the best number 6 in world football when he has played there. So I want to keep him there for as long as possible. Anyway, Tom's in with the eyes. Hello, Tom. Hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. I believe Tom now is unbearded and freshly trimmed, I believe. So there you go. That's that. Anyway, Siwas is it as well, saying good evening. Hello, Siwas. Hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. And yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts anyway. Let me know your thoughts, who you'd like next in the Champions League. Of course, big teams get knocked out. Of course, Barcelona get knocked out to PSG. Who else got knocked out? Porto beat Juventus, didn't they? Juventus are out of the Champions League. Of course, Sevilla out, of course, due to Dortmund. And yeah, it's anyone's Champions League, really. I know Bayern and Manchester City are most likely going to be in the next round as well. So who do we want? That's the thing now. And realistically, if top 4 doesn't work and it doesn't happen, do we win the Champions League? Do we win number 7? Is it possible? Who knows? It's the Champions League. I think Liverpool back in 2004, 2005, if that team won it, then this team can definitely go on to win it, in my opinion anyway. But Doug's in saying, hey, Connor. Hello, Doug. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Tom says, I feel like a new man. Siwa says, Fabinho in the midfield gives Thiago more freedom to get forward more. We will talk about Thiago's performance as well in midweek. Dave is in as well. Hello, Dave. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Anthony is in. LCFC biasing evening. Good evening, Anthony. It's nice to see you in here when Liverpool don't lose a game of football. To be fair, Doug says, hope your nan is well, mate. She's fine. She is doing fantastic, mate. She is currently downstairs watching the soaps, I believe. If there are American viewers in here and you don't know what soaps are, they're practically TV program episodes. I don't bloody know. But yeah, let's talk then a little bit about Thiago, because I thought he played absolutely fantastic against Leipzig, and it's exactly like I believe, as Siva said, Fabinho in the midfield gives Thiago more freedom to go forward, and it did, and it massively did as well, because not only having the presence of Fabinho back in midfield, it just allowed us to play, the way we had been playing over the last couple of weeks. Well, I say a couple of weeks, the last, couple of seasons, really, where we've been so dominant against teams and actually played and actually won games of football. And of course, allowing Thiago to get more forward. Of course, we've spoken about games against Tottenham and West Ham where he was allowed to go into that more of a 10 role, maybe kind of like what Coutinho did a little bit for us before he joined Barcelona. And I think that is the best Thiago I think we are going to see for Liverpool. I think personally, if maybe we do get a Thiago, maybe in a 4-2-3-1 alongside a Henderson or a Thiago, then I think Fabinho, sorry, I think that would be an amazing Thiago as well. But just seeing him, playing, so high up, that ball that he played for Mo Salah. Sadly, I haven't got the clip for that. But that ball, just the Canio kick, to Mo Salah, and Mo and Sadio should have finished that all bloody day, but they sadly didn't. And I just thought he had a fantastic game. But then, to be fair, I thought Liverpool all round played brilliantly against Leipzig. Yes, it did dawn on me that was like, oh, okay, we're playing well, we're making chances. Oh, here we go, they'll go and score, and then we'll panic probably, and then it'll just be all up in the air. But we didn't. We composed ourselves. I think that just again having Fabinho on that number 6 role, having 2 centre backs at centre back was fantastic. Of course, we'll talk about one individual as well, but Kabak, yet again another good performance from him in his early Liverpool career. And I think it's a given realistically that Liverpool are going to sign him on a permanent, because I think he's been okay. I was going to say brilliant then, but I think, look, it would be fantastic if we did sign Kabak and get him in full time anyway. Of course, anyway. But let's say hello to a few of you guys more, so I can see the chat on my left quickly scrolling up. So to be fair, you haven't given me too many opportunities this season. I hate you, Anthony. Hi, Dave. Hope you're well. And I'm all good, bro. Says Dave. Slightly off topic. What do you all make of Chris Wilder's situation? I'm amazed by the news. Yes, of course. Chris Wilder did get sacked today, or did leave. He left, but realistically, he got sacked, right? Are we all saying he got sacked? Shocked. I thought he'd still be there next season, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I think it would have just been one of those situations where, they'd go down, then come straight back up type things, and they would do it under him. Now, who do they go for? Do they try and go for Rafa Benitez? Do they try and go Eddie Howe? Have they got someone in mind? And that's why they've let him go? I don't know. It was very, very shocking. I'm not going to lie. And I think, it will be very, very interesting in the next 24 hours to know if they did have anyone in mind, and if this has been a long time coming then really for Sheffield United anyway. But I do feel a bit sorry for Chris Wilder. I think he's done a good job at Sheffield, of course, last season, getting them as high as he did. And I think if there's any realistic, job out there for Chris Wilder, then I think he should go for it. Celtic job maybe, if that's available. I think maybe that would be a very good thing. But yeah, it is very, very interesting, and it will be interesting to see what happens there. Of course, John Zinzin, greeting Connor, and you all read. Hello, John. Hopefully, a fantastic day, mate. Dave says it was wild, Doug. Says Dave. I love Dave's puns. I wonder sacking strange they are still playing for him. Think he was the perfect man to rebuild. Yeah, I agree. Kale's in saying, I hear Fatty was rumoured at the club. Yeah, no, not even taking that into consideration. Apparently Wilder fell out with the board over money and other issues at the club, says Seamus. That would be very, very interesting. Well, to be fair, he did spend £23 million on Ryan Brewster, so I don't know whether or not if that's a thing. I don't know whether or not if Chris Wilder wanted him, or if Sheffield United wanted him. That's the thing, isn't it? What else do we have? Apparently, I read that. Sorry. Kyle's in saying, "Mind the gap, Nottingham Forest, mind the gap." Oh, for God's sake, that's a dig at Anthony. Oh, it's not a dig at Anthony. That's a thing for Anthony. Eddie Howe, new manager, I reckon, for Chef. It would be very, very interesting. I'm not going to lie. Anyone is a downgrade on Chris Wilder, says Anthony. Doug says, Neil Lennon and Hickenbottom, I think that says, are the favourites apparently, but not as weird as Sven Jon Eriksson to Aberdeen was mentioned today. Very, very interesting. I thought Sven was freaking retired now. I'm not gonna lie. Louder, says Anthony. Really hope LFC will use Wednesday's performance for the Wolves game as motivation. And after all, it's going to be a long break before we play again. Yeah. And that was the title really of this video, was can we take the European form into the league now? Because I think we've all written off top four. I think as Liverpool fans, I think we have, to be fair. And I was looking at it earlier, and if I can quickly get it up, let me get the Premier League table up and let me show you guys, because I was looking at this earlier, and I was like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Liverpool could still get top four this season. It's gonna take a miracle. Do not get me wrong, it's gonna take a miracle, but where we buy, here we go. Right, so hopefully that's on your screen right now. There we go. Let's make it full screen for you guys as well. But if we look at the league table, what are we on? 43 points, and Chelsea are on 50 points, so we're 7 points off it. So what's that? 2 losses and a draw, realistically, in this wild Premier League season. Is that out of the realm of possibility? I would say still yes, because it is the Premier League, and at the minute, as you can see, Liverpool have 1 win in 5, and it's probably worse than that if we look further in. But it's still, I just think it's still possible that we could get top 4 if we can get a run of games. I think, but what is it now? 10 games left in the season. Just if we could somehow get, all 8 wins out of 10, is that a possibility for Liverpool? Like, judging from like the league form of late, no, it's not. But if we can just get like this run of games going and get a momentum going, then if not, it's not going to improve us in the league. Then it'll keep us, competitive then for the Champions League. I think if it is completely impossible for Liverpool to get top 4, then I do think Klopp will rest players in Premier League games, like we saw against Fulham, where he just rested the entire back line. And I think that is what he's going to do, because I think realistically the Champions League is more of a possibility for us this season to get back into the Champions League than it is top 4. Look, we could draw in 2 weeks' time. We could draw against freaking Bayern Munich. That's how mad it could be, realistically. But like I said to a couple of you guys on Twitter, Liverpool won the Champions League in 2004, 2005 after having an absolute stinker in the league. I believe we finished 5th that season, and we still beat a prime, AC Milan team. And if we could do it, then I think it would be the biggest achievement Klopp has done at Liverpool. With all the injuries, all of the down point of the season, if we could somehow manage to win the Champions League, it would be unbelievable, and it would be unbelievable. But do I think we can do it? Look, who knows? But of course, being non-biased, it is going to take a very, very difficult thing for us, realistically. Anyway, of course, and I believe we do have a guest on. He is currently waiting. I think I'm going to leave him wait a bit longer. He's probably going to hate me for that anyway. But we are joined by the Mr. Douglas Horn. Doug, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad. I've literally just came through from watching Newcastle Villa, and I almost fell asleep. So I basically decided to come on and chat to you. Hope you're doing well, and hope your nan's doing okay as well.
Yeah, she's sound. She's downstairs. Doing whatever she's doing downstairs. I don't even know what she's doing, to be fair. But let's get your live reaction then from. Let's talk about the Chris Wilder situation first of all. A bit of a mad one, right?
I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed. I saw something from TalkSport, and I was thinking, right, this is going to be a lot of rubbish. And then a couple of other, sort of rumors start to emerge. And I thought, this isn't right. Chris Wilder, like I thought he was going to last the season. I'll say that now. I thought he was going to last the season, but obviously there seems to have been a few rumbles in the boardroom level. Apparently, not something about not being happy with the signings he's made. I mean, if I look at the signings that Wilder has, reportedly made, I'm not sure Brewster and Ramsdale were his signings.
Well, to be fair, that's what I said. Like, it's weird now that he's got sacked. Well, I'm going to use the term sacked because he has been sacked. And I think Brewster I can't. What game was it that they were? I think it was Leicester at home. They were, and
Yeah.
Brewster was just on the bench smiling, and I'm like, if that is your, I know we know him, and we've all said that he's going to be one for the future. But if he's on the bench smiling and laughing, if it's anyone else, they'd be like look at Mo Salah when he's left on the bench. He's fuming. Like yeah, and that is very, very weird. And I think Anthony said about it, apparently he didn't want Brewster, he wanted Mitrovic. Now, yeah, Mitrovic would be a Sheffield United signing, without a doubt. And realistically, they've spent 23. But well, let's be honest. Michael Edwards has done a brilliant thing again. 23 million quid for Ryan Brewster, realistically anyway. But we already read that comment. To be fair, Kale, I'm not reading any of the transfer things out. No is the answer. Sven, oh no, they don't deserve that, says Anthony. Kale says, you have been shocking, but the break comes at a good time for you guys. Yeah.
It's a 3-week break, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Well, it is needed because it's 3 weeks more that we can get Virgil van Dijk back, hopefully. Look, it is at the right time, and if we can get a win before the break, of course, it would be massive. It'd be a massive boost. Just refresh, come back, and then we can go again then and try somehow to get into the top 4, of course. But Doug, I'll ask you this first of all: how are you feeling going into this game? Of course, after the midweek triumph against RB Leipzig, and are we nervous about Wolves? Because I know Wolves have been struggling because, of course, they've been missing Raul Jimenez, and I know that they've been struggling themselves with injuries and that this season. Are we a bit nervous going into this game?
I wouldn't say nervous. I think the fact that Wolves are missing Jimenez is a big blow, because we've seen from today that like Willian Jose is a good signing for them, but he's not a Raul Jimenez. Adama Traore has not been the best, but I can tell you one player that we're going to have to look out for: Pedro Neto. I think this guy is going to be special. I think he is so good, so underrated as well. Everyone will tell us your Ruben Neveses and your Jair Martinez. Look, they are 2 fantastic players, and my goodness me, the squad depth for Portugal at this summer's Euros is just going to be absolutely insane. So, I go into it quite confident. We've won the last 5 meetings between Wolves, so I am actually going pretty confident if he plays the same team against Wolves, because 3-week break coming up. I don't see any possibility to drop anybody or rest anybody. So I think if we play the same team, I think we'll be absolutely fine. I'm pretty confident going into this game, and obviously the return of Diogo Jota to Molineux. It's a shame that it's not going to be played in front of fans. I think it would have been nice of Wolves to have given him a wee send off, but in the current climate, I think it's understandable. But once fans come back in, I think he will get a good send off from the Wolves fans.
Yeah, definitely. And look, it's been a difficult season, I think, for Wolves. Like we said, I think Raul Jimenez, he's the key factor for them. It's like if Mo Salah was injured. Well, it's like for us, Virgil van Dijk being out for the season. How crucial that's been, and it's fantastic to actually know that at some point Jimenez will come back. Fingers crossed, from the skull injury, of course, that he picked up against Arsenal. But it has been a huge miss for them anyway. But what's your take? Should Liverpool now just consider specialising on UCL rather than the league? As I don't think we will make top 4 or Europa League, or even for the new Europa Conference League. Like I said, I think if Klopp was to win this game, then I think he would consider balancing it out. If Liverpool lost this game, then I think he would just go full out for the Champions League, and just start resting players. That's it realistically, in my opinion. Anyway, what are your thoughts on that, Doug?
Yeah, I'm in total agreement. I think, we've managed to beat a very good Leipzig side over 2 legs. Yeah, like the Premier League, I've all but said that top 4 is probably gone now. We need an absolute miracle. We basically need the teams above us to basically just drop points left, right, and centre every single week. It's not going to happen. But I do not want to end up in the Europa League, because we all know about what that Thursday, Sunday football is like. It's not easy. It's not easy to adapt. And this Europa Conference League, I do not know what day that is going to be on either. So that's another European thing to just get our heads out of, as well. But I do think if we do lose against Wolves, I do think he will look ahead to the Champions League draw. Just on that, which teams do you want to avoid on next Friday? Because I can tell you one team I want, because they have a habit of not keeping leads. Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah. I'd like Porto, because Liverpool, every time we've played Porto, we've reached the Champions League final. So should surely mean that we're going to the Champions League final if we get Porto. But one team that I want to avoid,
PSG for me.
I think they got a bit glammed up, if I'm being honest with you, by the Barcelona result. Because I think that just shows how poor Barcelona are. I think Bayern is the obvious one. If Atletico get through and they beat Chelsea, then I honestly don't want Atletico again. I don't want Atletico. They would be my 2 picks, Bayern and Atletico. Anyone else I'd take. But especially Porto and Dortmund I'd like. I'd like the return for Jurgen as well, because I believe that'll be the first time that we've played. It won't be the first time that we've played club, of course, the Europa League game, but it'll be the first time in the Champions League. Anyway, that would have happened, of course. I know I will get slammed for saying this, but have you noticed that LFC have been quiet about the injuries of players when they come back? Would have surprised me if we see VVD in the UCL. If we're in the final, I think he could be back, but realistically, are you really going to shove a Virgil van Dijk freshly back in a Champions League final? Of course you bloody are.
I would. In all honesty, I wouldn't rush him back. So, yeah, look, as much as we want Van Dijk back, as much as we want Joe Gomez back, we need them fit and raring to go for next season. I will honestly be very surprised if we see Virgil van Dijk's name in the Holland squad, and I'd be very, very surprised if we saw Joe Gomez's name in the England squad.
Yeah, I would be surprised. Well, and Tom, piss off. It's not going to be 7-2. Kyle says, Douglas, I think your camera is blurry, mate. I think it's fine.
Maybe the lighting, actually. Give me a minute.
Okay, so while we wait for Douglas to read a few more comments out, Kyle also says, got 0-0 written all over it. Adama is Damari Gray.
The lighting. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Seamus says, Jota hopefully will start the game. I think he's nailed on to start. I think if Bobby's not back. Kyle says, Leicester fans still need to give slap. Oh, no, for God's sake. Oh, bloody hell, bud. Are the rumours of LFC wanting to sell Nat Phillips to Burnley true that I saw on Twitter? Regardless of the case, does he have a future at LFC with Gomez, VVD and Matip back next season? Your take? As far as we know, the rumours are up in the air. Some people are saying it's true, some people are saying it's false. I think they've inquired about how much he is going to be, and Liverpool have said 10 to 15 million. But I believe he's out of contract in the summer, or he's got 6 months left in the
No,
summer.
he said in an interview recently that apparently his contract doesn't run up this summer. And from what I gather, that Twitter rumor was started by the Indy Callia page.
Oh, it's not true then. It's not true. Don't worry, guys. It's not true. We're sound. We're absolutely sound. It's not true. But before we get in Kyle's comment, to answer the second part of your question, will he have a future? I'd say yes, because the likelihood of Matip and Gomez to get injured again is very high. I wouldn't say so much with VVD because with Virgil, it's a long-term injury with Virgil, and it was like that with Southampton as well. He had a long-term injury, and then he was back, and then look what he's done for us the last 3 years. He's been consistently, playing games, for us and the Netherlands. So, we don't know yet what Virgil's going to be like, but yes, I think Nat Phillips will have a future when them three come back into the team anyway. Whether or not that will be, he'll be the fourth choice centre back, or if Kabak was to be signed full time, which I expect he will be, then maybe we might work that out anyway. Liverpool have injuries, you should have said. Yeah, we do have injuries. We have terrible injuries. To be fair, everyone has bloody injuries though. And look, I don't want to keep on making that excuse up and saying, oh, we got injuries, and all like that. Look, the last couple of weeks we've been shite. Let's be honest with that. Azerbaijan away sounds a cracking away day though. It doesn't, Anthony. It really doesn't. John says, would love to avoid an English quarter-final, especially City with the form they are in. Well, to be fair, they can't beat an English side in Europe, and they definitely can't get past the quarters. So I would definitely like Bayern to draw Man City. I just would.
I would as well. But wouldn't it be very, very good to end their quadruple chances? We being the team that ends their quadruple chances. I would just love that.
Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, when did they play Tottenham for the Carabao Cup? Is that in a month's time?
Next month.
Why was that moved back? Was it just to see if fans could get into the stadium, or was it?
I honestly don't know with that one. I don't know because of the season maybe starting in September that they've had to clam back. Because you remember, like the Carabao Cup, I think round 1 was 1 week, the round 2 was 1 week, the next game week, the third week, the fourth week. So they've had to clam that in to get that finished. So I don't know why it's gone to April. I think they've tried to get fans, and I believe the FA Cup finals in May as well, and they're trying to get fans in again. But I honestly don't know. I was baffled when I heard the Carabao Cup was in April, not the usual February.
Yeah. Well, I know that obviously Premier League fans, I think 10,000 fans can go in the last day of the season, which is fantastic. And then I believe there was something, I think Brighton accidentally put something out that from the start of next season that they are thinking of having a full, packed stadium for the start of the seasons, which, all 20 clubs apparently are wanting that to go ahead. So if that can be possible, then that would be absolutely fantastic. We've got we're in March, April, May, June, July, August. We've got 5 months. It's possible, but I believe we still have to be cautious about these things because, of course, we do live in terrible times, sadly. But the Netherlands coach said that VVD would play in the Euros. That was back in January, so I don't know why you wouldn't be playing if we got into the semis or the final. He did say that, but then to be fair, does he know the ins and outs of Virgil van Dijk's injury? Who knows? That's the thing, isn't it? He's probably got his own updates, but time will tell with that anyway. Siva says Fabinho, Thiago, and Jones in midfield. I think Gini needs a rest. I absolutely agree with that Gini does need a rest. We will get on starting 11 prediction in a brief moment. Burnley looks set to be losing Tarkowski in the summer with a year left on his contract. And then Anthony says Tarkowski is coming to Brendan's Tricky Blues to HMS piss the league next season. For God's sake, Anthony. Even when VVD comes back from injury, because the injury was long term and the nature of the injury, it will take a while to get match fitness back to 100%. Yeah, look, like the thing I say to you guys is remember Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's injury and look how long that took him to take. And, let's be quite honest, he hasn't really, come back since that knee injury. And we're hoping and praying that doesn't happen to Van Dijk. I don't think it'll happen to Van Dijk because, he is a machine. Let's be quite honest here. And yeah, I think just give him time to heal. Give him till next season, and then we'll go from there then, and hopefully do better than this season. Was moved back due to fixture conduct. I can't even say that word. So thank you, Anthony, for that anyway. But let's get moving then to starting 11 predictions. Of course, me and Doug's probably got the same team as we always do every single week. Doug, what's your lineup?
Alisson, Trent, Kabak, Phillips, Robertson, Fabinho, Gini, Thiago, Salah, Jota, Mane.
We finally don't have the same lineup.
Oh,
we finally don't have the same lineup. It's only one change for me, and that is it's Naby Keita.
Naby Keita, okay.
It's Naby Keita. So I've gone Alisson, gone Trent, Nat Phillips, Kabak, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Keita, Salah, Jota, and Sadio Mane as well. I think, look, I desperately want Naby Keita to get a run of games now, because look, every single time that he's got a run of games in, he has been absolutely fantastic and probably Liverpool's best midfielder, in my opinion. And look, if he can do it towards the end of this season, then I'd happily take that, to be fair. I agree with the fact that I think both of us, for me, it's either going to be Naby Keita or Curtis Jones to take Gini's place. I do think Gini needs a rest because he has played so much football. Just put him on the bench and then, bring him on if needs be. Hopefully we won't have to use him. Hopefully we can just, control the game from start to finish. But I think Fabinho being in that midfield role is a must for us anyway. Would you agree with that, Doug?
Yeah, definitely. I think looking at Gini, I think he's probably played the most minutes out of anybody in the Premier League this season. So yeah, he definitely needs needs a rest. So yeah, I definitely welcome a Keita or a Curtis for sure.
Yeah, John's gone Ali, Trent, Nat, Kabak, Robbo, Thiago, Keita, Fabinho, Mane, Jota, and Salah, same as me. But Anthony says give VVD a full pre-season to recover. Can't be too. You can't. You absolutely can't. Kyle, he's not shite. Absolutely not. I will not take that. John says Wolves. Liverpool 2, Wolves 0. Jota and Nat Phillips with the goals would be very, very interesting. Kyle says 0-0, going to have more fun watching grass grow. I don't believe it will be a 0-0. Wasn't that a minute? I don't believe it will be a 0-0 because there's always goals when Liverpool and Wolves are together anyway. If we are talking of resting Gini, why then shouldn't Klopp rest Robertson, who has played every match this season and more minutes? But I think in a game against Wolves, I think a game against Fulham, I think Tsimikas would have been fantastic, because he could have, integrated with the team. But then the problem is then you're playing an entire back four then with no, that haven't played with each other at all. At least Robertson and Ali were there together. But yeah, I agree. Maybe Robertson does need a rest. Maybe Tsimikas does get used more. But then again, I think Klopp is trying to get Tsimikas ready for next season because, he will play this season, but I think he's going to get him ready for next season because I believe Tsimikas did have some after what's name with COVID, because he did have COVID coming from Greece. So, that's taken his toll on him, I think, from reading the other week. Anyway, but Seema says 2-1 Liverpool, Jota and Salah to score for us. Anthony says Keita has for God's sake, get in the bin, Anthony. Kyle, did Maguire bring that new left back from his holiday in Greece? For God's sake. But yeah, let's get on then to start 11. We already got starting 11 predictions. The score predictions anyway. Doug, what are you going for?
2-0 Liverpool.
Ooh.
I honestly think we'll get a clean sheet. I am going to go for Jota to score on his return, and I am going to go for Thiago Alcantara goal.
Oh, well, I've gone same score. I've gone with Jota, and I think Mane's got to get a goal, because he needs to get a goal, because it's dreadful the run that he's on at the minute. Anyway, but yeah, we've both gone 2-0. I think everyone has pretty much gone for Liverpool scoring 2 goals against Wolves. Anyway, Anthony, I can see your comment, you little shite. Going 1-0 Wolves. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Neto to score. I hope Brendan Rodgers gets sacked. I just hope. No, I'm kidding. Look, well, to be fair, John says, where's Ben Davies? Why did we buy him? Who knows? He's a hologram, as far as we know.
Not a clue, but yeah, Anthony, just watch out. It's Brendan Rodgers versus Paul Heckingbottom at the weekend. So it's basically Celtic against Hibs. Just remember. That's weird. That is weird that Brendan Rodgers and Paul Heckingbottom were in the same league together, and now they'll be facing each other at the weekend. That is mad. And apparently Neil Lennon is one of the favourites for Sheffield United as well. God help them.
Bloody hell. Well, I'm happy Liverpool got Jurgen Klopp, and we don't have to worry about managers going anyway, because Jurgen Klopp is staying put at Liverpool. Anyway, I think he did say that in the week anyway. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it there for tonight, guys, because we have been going for about 40 minutes now. I did say to my nan that I would only be half an hour, and I'm 40 minutes, so she's gonna have to put up with that, unfortunately. But yeah, sorry for no uploads. Of course, I did think I explained it in a video last week. I think I did. If not, go and check that out. But if not, check Twitter, because I'll put it on Twitter. Anyway, but yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning in to the Match Preview Show. Douglas, thank you for coming on, my friend. Where can we find you on the socials before we head off?
You can find me on YouTube at the Dugout Football Channel. You can find me on Twitter at enroad_1992. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas.Horn, and you can find me on Facebook, Douglas James Horn. But what I will say before I go, wasn't it nice to see Manchester United conceding Fergie time last night?
It was. It bloody was. And it was nice to see that, there's a thing now with Manchester United have to go to Italy, and there's a possibility that they could get knocked out of Europe, and we're still in Europe. So that's a nice thing, realistically, anyway. But yeah, guys, like I did say, thank you to everyone that has tuned in to tonight's show. If you could, please leave a like on it. It would be very much appreciated. And if you are new to the Cop Council and viewing us for the first time, then please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because YouTube, for some mad reason, hate notifications. Don't know why, they just do. But yeah, hopefully, and fingers crossed, Liverpool can get all 3 points against Wolves. Hopefully we can transform the European form into league form, and who knows, there might be, in the realms of possibility, Liverpool could still get top 4 somehow. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that is going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and we'll see you all later.